I am going to be playing Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis for the Game Boy Advance on my Nintendo DS Lite that I have modded with the screen switching mod. Even though Game Boy Advance games run at just one screen, either top or bottom, when the Game Boy Advance screen is running, either top or bottom, the other shows white when it comes to screen switching mod, as you just saw now. So anyways, I'm enjoying this gameplay video of Sonic the Hedgehog on my Game Boy Macro Nintendo DS Lite screen switching mod. Level 1. Completed. I made the screen have lighter contrast due to the fact that I was using the screen switching button where the stylus holder was, and yeah. Because again, when Game Boy Advance games run on the DS with just a single screen, the other screen just shows white. In spite of whether the Game Boy Advance is running on top or bottom screen, the other screen shows white with the screen switching mod. Now I made the screen's contrast slightly lighter and a little more closer to normal because I was using that screen switching button to adjust the opacity in picture-in-picture mode. Act 2. Finished. Even though the Nintendo DS Lite is a nice console in my opinion to play Game Boy Advance games on there, only single player mode is supported, which there is not the ability to use a multiplayer link cable for Game Boy Advance games on the DS or DS Lite. When I say DS, right, that refers to the original Fat DS. And it also applies to DS Lite, which I am using a modified DS Lite here in this video. Also, there's something else I want to mention too. Game Boy or Game Boy Color games don't run physically on the DS or DS Lite because those cartridges don't work on there and the console doesn't have the hardware needed for those old games. So limiting backwards compatibility to Game Boy Advance games only is for the DS and DS Lite. Anyways, I'm on level 3 now. As you just saw, I put the screen back to normal looking, in which I removed the picture-in-picture mode with that screen swapping buttons. I find Sonic the Hedgehog Genesis for the Game Boy Advance to be one of the nicest Game Boy Advance games in my opinion. And that this game is based on the original Sega Genesis version of Sonic the Hedgehog, even though I actually do not own a Sega Genesis console, but I do own Sonic Collection for the DS, which does include this game. So anyways, I have finished the Green Hill Zone world, and I might as well end this video now.